If you've been Googling San Diego home prices lately, you've probably seen something weird. One website, the median price is $950,000. Another says it's over $1 million. A third says it's $1.08 million. So which one is actually right? Well, here's the twist. They can all be right. They're just measuring different things, and nobody is telling you that. This is your San Diego housing market update, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what questions to ask your realtor, hopefully that's me, so nobody can hand you a misleading number and use it to talk you into a decision. So I'm Corey Rios, 12 years in real estate, and my family and I have called Chula Vista home for almost 5 years. Let's get into it. So why the San Diego median home price isn't your house's value. Now here's what most people don't realize. When a website shows you a San Diego median home price, they're usually mixing everything together. Single family houses, condos, townhouses, little places downtown, big places in La Jolla, all average into one number. That's fine if you just want a general idea of the market, but it's terrible if you're trying to find a price for your house or decide what to offer on one. Because your house is not quote unquote San Diego. Your house is a specific size, in a specific neighborhood, on a specific street, in a specific condition. So here's the first thing to ask any realtor. Are you telling me the countywide number or the number for homes actually comparable to mine? If they can't answer that clearly, that's a red flag. So is San Diego a buyer's or seller's market in 2026? This is probably the number one question I get. And the honest answer for San Diego in July 2026 is, it depends on what you're buying. If you're looking for single family houses, it's still a seller's market. There are a lot of them for sale, well-priced homes sell in about a month, and sellers are getting almost exactly what they asked for. Now, if you're looking for condos and townhouses, it's a completely different story. There are more of them sitting on the market. They're taking longer to sell, and sellers are more willing to negotiate. Now, why does this matter to you? If you're a buyer who's been priced out of houses, condos and townhomes might be where you actually have some leverage right now. If you're a seller, this tells you what you're really up against. If you're selling a house, you're in a strong position. If you're selling a condo, you have to be sharper on price and presentation. Either way, seller's market and buyer's market are too broad. Ask me, your realtor, which one applies to your specific type of home. Now, San Diego mortgage rates. What buyers need to know. The average 30-year mortgage rate this week is around 6.58%. That's up a little from earlier this month, but still in the same range we've been in for a while. Now, here's what actually matters for you. First, that 6.58 number is a national average. Your actual rate would depend on your credit score, your down payment, and the type of loan you get. Some buyers are getting quoted higher, some lower. Second, waiting for rates to drop back down to 3 or 4% is not a plan. Those days may or may not come back, and no one can promise you either way. What we can say is that if you're financially ready to buy today and you find the right home, you can always refinance later if rates come down. Third, and this surprises a lot of people, when you're shopping for a mortgage, get quotes from at least 3 different lenders. 0.25% difference in your rate can add up to tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. The most misleading Mesa home price stat and why it matters. Now I want to show you something that just happened because it's a perfect example of how you can be misled by a real estate stat. A number went around this month saying that Mesa home prices are up 26.5% in the last year. Now, if you own a home in Mesa, that sounds amazing. You might be thinking, well, let me list tomorrow. Don't. Here's what really happened. Yes, the median sales price went up 26.5%, but when you actually look under the hood, way fewer homes sold this year than last year. And when you look at price per square foot, it actually went down about 5%. So a couple of the larger, more expensive homes happened to sell, and that pulled the average price way up. It does not mean that every home on the Mesa magically gained a quarter of its value. If you list your home 25% higher than what your neighbor's house sold for last month, your home is gonna sit, and you're gonna end up dropping that price anyway. So here's a question to ask your realtor. Hopefully it's me. Are the numbers you're showing me based on my neighborhood and the homes like mine, or are they based on a bigger area that might not reflect what my house is actually worth? Chula Vista home prices and why your zip code matters. Let's talk about Chula Vista for a second, my home. Now again, this is home for me. Chula Vista alone has 5 different zip codes, and they don't behave in the same way. Eastern Chula Vista, places like Otay Ranch, East Lake, Winding Walk, Millennium, and Rolling Hill Ranch command higher prices in the city. Homes in the 91914 zip code have a median of over $1.2 million last month on sales. Other parts of Chula Vista look completely different. Same city, different markets. Now this is true everywhere in San Diego County. La Mesa is not downtown. Otay Ranch is not Rancho Bernardo. Point Loma is not Bonita. So if a realtor tells you San Diego is doing without ever mentioning your zip code, your street, or homes similar to yours, they're not telling you what you need to actually know. Now real quick, drop a comment and tell me which San Diego neighborhood you want me to break down next month. I read every one and I use them to plan out future videos. Now what San Diego buyers and sellers should do next. If you're a buyer, here's what matters right now. Get pre-approved before you start looking. Not pre-qualified, pre-approved. There's a difference. And sellers take pre-approved buyers more seriously. Know your maximum comfortable monthly payment before you fall in love with a house. Not the maximum the bank will lend you. The maximum you're actually comfortable paying every month. Something I stress to every buyer. And don't skip over condos and townhouses if you're feeling priced out. That's where the negotiating room is right now. Now, if you're a seller, here's what matters right now. Price it right from day one. The market is not going to reward you for testing a high price and adjusting it later. Buyers pay attention to how long homes sit, and a home that's been on the market for weeks starts to feel like there's something wrong with it, even though there's not. Presentation matters. Clean, declutter, professionally photographed. Those are the homes that are selling fast. And ask your realtor, again, hopefully me, to show you actual comparable sales for your specific neighborhood and not just a countywide number. And if you are using a different realtor and they can't do that, give me a call because I will. Now, here's the biggest takeaway from this update. There is no such thing as, quote, the San Diego market, unquote. There are dozens of little markets happening at the same time. Houses versus condos, Chula Vista versus La Mesa, Eastern Chula Vista versus Western, your zip code versus the county. The number in the headline is almost never the number that applies to your situation. So the best thing you can do, whether you're buying or selling, is to work with someone who's willing to slow down and show you the numbers that actually apply to you. So if this update was helpful, hit that like button so more San Diego buyers and sellers can find it, and subscribe so you don't miss next month's update. Thank you for watching. See you next week.